Hi, my name is Wontae Kim. This video, I'll explain how I modify three example scripts to classify phishing emails instead of doing simple sentiment analysis. For this assignment, I used three Python files, which is uh, first those those categorizing with NLTK, categorizing with sklearn, categorizing with transformers.py. All of them now read data from data from three CSV file here, those three things. First, I'll briefly show categorizing with nltk.py. In this file, I added two small helper functions, load labeled CSV and load unlabeled CSV, so that the script can read the email text and labels from the CSV files. Originally, the script used a hard-coded documents list with positive and negative product reviews. I replaced that part so that document is now built from phishing CSV using the text and label columns. And rest of the NLTK pipeline is kept the same. The script tokenizes the text, removes starboard, build featured dictionaries, and trains navy base classifier. I changed the first accuracy printout to clearly say that it comes from the 80/20 split on phishing CSV. Then I added another evaluation on phishing test.csv, so we can see how well the model performs on separate test set. At the bottom, I modified examples variables so that it is loaded from phishing predict CSV instead of using hard-coded sentences. Here. As a result, when we call print examples, it now prints predicted label from each email in phishing predict CSV, showing whether it is classified as phishing or not phishing. Clean tokens and modified. Clarify that this accuracy is from phishing CSV split. Also evaluate the classifier on phishing test CSV and phishing predict .csv as an example to classify for this assignment. So I execute the file, then like this. Next, I will show categorizing with sklearn.py. Here I follow the very similar idea. I added same CSV loader function and replace the original documents list with data loaded from phishing.csv. The script then splits the text and labels into training and test sets and uses a TF-IDF vectorizer together with a logistic regression classifier. I updated the accuracy print to indicate the first accuracy value is based on the split from phishing CSV. I load it here instead of hard coded, and also here, and then make it trans trans and then vectorizer, same as example file, and here also evaluate on phishing test CSV as a separate test dataset. And I use phishing predict.csv as the example to classify for this assignment, and print. It's a little bit different from NLTK because based on the some vectorizer and classifier is a little bit different from NLTK style. And when I execute this file, now those examples are the real email text from phishing predict CSV. Those words toward class phishing is kind of tendency, and toward class not phishing those things, those words. Based on that, automatically classify those sentence from that phishing predict.csv email text, and those things are phishing, phishing, not phishing, not phishing, like that. That's all. And lastly, categorizing with transformers. In this file, I switched from a sentiment analysis pipeline to a zero-shot classification pipeline. I used the Facebook BART large MNLI model and defined two candidate labels, phishing and not phishing. Just like in the other script, I load the emails and labels from phishing.csv file into documents, and I also load phishing test CSV file for evaluation. Modified those things. I the classify with LLM function now calls the zero shot classifier with the email text and the two candidate labels. And returns the top label together with a confidence score. I compute and print the accuracy on phishing.csv, then loop over phishing test CSV and print accuracy on the separate test set as well. At the end of the file, I changed examples so that It reads from phishing predicts phishing predict CSV. The the print the print examples. Function prints a shortened version of each email along with the model's prediction and its confidence. This shows how a transformer based model classifies the same phishing prediction emails as the other two approaches. So it gonna be like this. Yeah, as you see, like this, detailed LLM predictions on phishing.csv. True is it based on the phishing CSV and predicted by LLM, not phishing. So those two things are different. Confidence is 0.5 to 9, but for example, your account has been flagged for unusual activity. Please verify your identity immediately. It feel like obviously phishing, but LLM predicted not phishing, and confidence is just 0.5. That means this LLM is not fitted to predict those things. I mean, it cannot proper model for now to to make some decision, phishing or not. That is weird, but most of sentence is like this. Not phishing, not phishing. Phishing, oh, not phishing is a little bit weird, but also LLM is not fitted to detect those sentence is phishing or not. So, in summary, I modified all three example scripts so that they use the phishing dataset instead of the original toy examples. Each script trains or applies a different type of model, NLTK, naive Bayes, and SK learn logistics logistics regression and a transformer based zero shot classifier evaluate on phishing.csv and phishing test CSV, and print predictions for every email in phishing predict CSV. Okay, that's all. Thank you for watching this. Thank you.